What was your superstition or lucky item when you were playing baseball?
I don't think I really believed in that, to be honest. I didn't have anything specific. I was never like you got to wear your lucky socks, so you got to have your lucky horseshoe in your back pocket. That wasn't me. I was just good, you know?
That feels like you have an embarrassing one that you don't want to say
When
for
you're
the
good,
crowd.
when you're good, you know?
You didn't have a shrine in your locker.
Well,
you didn't offer whiskey to
that's
the
not
gods.
that's not a lucky charm.
I said superstition.
Again, not a superstition.
Yeah, superstition. You have to have this shrine and you have to do this thing to it.
Yeah, that's real. That's called real life, man.
I'm sorry.
You needed to
Pre-game
reframe
ritual?
it. Well, okay, there was a few things that we had to do, you know, warm the bats up. You have to make sure. No. This movie does display the quirks of baseball like that, where people have, you know, their superstitions, their weird things that they have to do. But I was consistently average or below average to where I didn't have to turn to those things to be any better or worse
than
I was.
Sounds like you should have, because maybe it would have made you better than mid. But we can get into that later, because this is MK3.
I was a big arm sleeve guy. Wouldn't call it lucky, though. Had a lot of different ones. Had to customize the looks. You know, had to rock a couple different colors.
That tells me everything I need to know about you.
You were saying?
That this is MK300. I'm Mina.
And I'm Korbin.
And we are tackling our watch list of 300 specially curated movies, one at a time, and talking about them. And today, we're talking about Major League.
Harry Doyle here, welcoming all of you to another season of Indians baseball.
Here's a list of the players we'll be inviting to camp.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off, then.
We'd love for you to come to spring training for a shot at this year's club.
By the way, you were with me last night. Who's this chick on top of me?
We'd still like to take a look at you at our spring camp.
Not sure I can make it by then.
Who is that?
Serrano.
What's his religion? Voodoo.
Hey! Willie Mays Hayes here. Play like Mays, and I run like Hayes. How you doing? What the hell league you been playing in?
California Penal.
Don't you have any proven major league talent?
Now I want to put together a team that'll help us relocate to Miami.
You want us to lose?
We've been losing. What I want is for us to finish dead last.
This year, the Cleveland Indians have a multi-talented team.
The first offering just a bit outside.
They're masters of the sacrifice.
He's looking to sacrifice a live chicken.
One whole chicken, just like you said.
The double play.
Excuse me.
I have a much better body than she does.
Maybe for me, she really does.
And the pick-off.
Every time we win, we peel a section.
It's the 1989 baseball classic. It was written and directed by David S. Ward. It stars Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, Wesley Snipes, James Gammon, Bob Uecker, Rene Russo, Margaret Whitten, Tennis Haysbert, and Corbin Burnson.
Holy shit, you're in it?
It follows the fictionalized version, we'll get there, of the Cleveland Indians across one season of Major League Baseball. The team's owner has recently passed away, and his wife, Rachel Phelps, has taken over the team and sabotaged it in hopes of a move to the much warmer city of Miami, Florida. Her team of misfits includes a convicted felon fireballer who can't throw a strike or see, a 99th percentile sprint speed guy who can't make contact with the ball, a catcher with broken-ass knees, an old pitcher who, if this were set today, would get checked in between innings and suspended 10 games, a power bat that can't hit the curveball, and of course, the prima donna third baseman who plays baseball purely because it pays well. Clearly, this is not a team built for success, and yet they band together after learning that this was all a plot purely to get them to lose enough games so that their attendance would be bad enough so that they could relocate. They decide, we're sticking it to the man, or should I say, I guess, the woman, the owner of the team. They come together and win some ball games and turn their season around.
For sure.
What a time. What did you think of Major League? It was a Kody recommendation, which we've done now. A few Kody recs. We got to slow down with them.
I love a good Kody rec because they're always a movie that I probably wouldn't turn on
This is definitely
on
a
my own.
very Cody Wreck.
It feels like a movie that I would have seen when I was younger,
Yeah.
but didn't.
It is one that I definitely watched a little younger, despite being rated R.
Yeah, but
It's 80s rated R.
This is one of those movies where it's like rated R, but you watch it now and you're like, I get it, but also definitely a movie my parents would have been fine with me watching. While I was watching it, I really just kept thinking that Ted Lasso season 1 ripped this off. It's a little bit different. It's the ex-wife trying to ruin something her ex-husband loved dearly by bringing on a coach that has no idea what the fuck he's doing. So it's a little bit different, but it's still...
You're right. There is definitely...
setting people up for failure that have nothing to do with your own personal problems.
And then willpower of the people underneath them come together to win.
Yeah, and instead,
Team.
in Major League, she's still a bitch and doesn't care about them. But they really win her over in Ted Lasso.
There was a twist ending. Apparently, maybe it's in the DVD. We did watch this on the DVD that I have, but in a DVD cut of the film, she at the end of the movie says that she was actually doing this all just to get them to be better and to be winners. It was reverse psychology.
That sounds like someone that's mad that she got caught for her bad idea and failed.
Test audiences were not a fan of that twist, and they were kind of just like, it's better if she's just the villain of the movie.
So similar to Sweet Home Alabama, everyone hating the original
bad twist
ending.
endings. Although, let's be honest, Struck by Lightning would have been better. Would have been better.
Solid.
We've said it before. I'll say this delicately. This movie is about
gentle.
It's about this owner who, in this case, it sucks because it is just like a woman who inherits the team from her fiance and is just like being evil. But in the real world, there are many instances of rich owners in sports across all sports who will use the fact that they own a team or their desire to relocate or their desire to get better facilities from their team will like hold cities hostage and hold communities hostage. Mm-hmm. And this movie in a way is a little bit about that. And that's something that I like it. It's that underlying fact of like, it's talking about how these teams are run by very rich people who are uninterested in the greater impact to the community or to the people, whether it be the fans, the employees, the players.
They're in it for the benefits they get. And
it's something that is only proven to be more and more true over the last 30 years of sports, in all sports, but baseball especially. We can look at things that are happening right now and see it.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really like about this movie.
Maybe we should make them watch Major League to really understand the impact.
A lot of people were drawing similarities between Wild Thing and in this season of baseball.
Well, I will say I think this movie didn't age well in a lot of ways.
We can talk about that.
But overall, I did find it enjoyable. I mean, it's a fun baseball movie with crazy shit happening. I love Charlie Sheen not being able to see, and then when he does get glasses, they're these big ass glasses.
It is
that like take up half his face, and it's just so comical. And like they could have gotten him smaller glasses, but no, he's just gonna keep them. And I just thought like, God, so stupid, but I love this.
One of the main like problems and conflicts of this movie is that we have this pitcher who just can't throw a strike. The answer is he can't see. He's blind. Just get the poor boy some glasses, and you throw the rec specs on him, and he looks great.
It's like the opposite of rom-coms when the girl needs to take her glasses off to be hot. Like he needs the glasses to be good.
It's all about the energy, and you alluded to it a little bit in the open of this episode that there's some superstitions in this movie. It's about the quirkiness of baseball in a lot of ways, and you also said things don't hold up. Those are some of the things that don't hold up, but what I like about it is while it may be playing into like stereotypes and some false perceptions of like peoples and groups, it does a good job of showing the diversity of what baseball teams are and how you will have like, look at baseball is filled with people from all different cultures, Black, white, Latino people. There are the nerdy guys. There's the convicted felons. There's the weird old dudes. Like, these baseball teams are so large. They positionally have a lot of differences and distinctions. And this movie does a good job of bringing together this group of ragtag players, and especially even more so ragtag because they're supposed to be bad. It's a better representation of that, where it's like, this feels like a real baseball team.
Yeah, and I think, I think the way they go about some of the stereotypes is not so great. I do think they do a solid job of showing, like, for the most part, the team bands together, and like those differences aren't that big of a deal in the grand scheme. As long as they can play baseball, they don't really care about these differences, which I think probably is true for a lot of teams. Like, the diversity is crazy. People come from all different walks of life. Like, in order to be good, you kind of have to get over yourselves and just like play the game. I think it did a good job of showing that.
Yeah, they don't necessarily all have to be the same people or all be best friends, but they can all still come together for a common goal. The Wild Thing entrance. It's iconic. It's great. What did you think of it?
Wild Thing.
I imagine you had seen that before, that clip? Like,
I don't know. I feel like I have, but I also, while watching it, like, it was this weird feeling of like, I'm supposed to know what this is, but I'm not sure I do. So I'm not going to commit to that I had seen it.
It's funny because really just in the last like couple years, this has now become a big thing in baseball, where like pitchers have always had like walkout music, or they've, had a certain song they'll listen to, but now there's like closer entrances. And of course, I'm sure like Edwin Diaz, the closer for the Mets, was the big thing. They were playing the trumpets. And they were going crazy. Duran, the guy for the Twins,
Duran?
No, Joan Duran. They turn off all the lights, and they start playing the bells, and it goes crazy. Like, there's a few different guys. Camilo Duvall, they do something crazy in San Fran. So it's become a little bit of a thing, and I think you can give it all credit to this movie for really starting it.
That makes sense. I can't picture what a single one of those men look like, but I trust you implicitly about their names and what they do when they come out.
The Trumpets has...
I know the Trumpets. I've seen the videos. I just can't.
The Trumpets has only gone downhill since then. Jerry Seinfeld might have been right about the Trumpets in the season, and I won't say Jerry's right about a lot of things, but celebrating too early. Things went bad for the Mets since then. Grimace had to come in and get rid of the bad juju.
They have Grimace.
Thank God for Grimace.
What a movie. Thanks, Kody.
All great names, all great characters. Willie Mays Hayes, played by Wesley Snipes.
That's a hard name.
It is a hard one to say. Hayes? Rest in peace to the great Willie Mays. Is it a good date movie?
Yes, but mostly, again, for people that like sports. Like, I feel like this is like one. Because also...
I would say probably not.
The
this
whole
is definitely
love interest bullshit in it, but it's so...
Rene Russo and Corbin Burnson.
We don't need it.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen. Good looking guy.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen was like kind of giving the character that he is in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, turning into a baseball player. Yeah,
I think it might be the same character. Convicted felon. He
definitely could be.
Ends up there.
He wears less eyeliner in this movie.
In the oeuvre of baseball movies, where does this rank for you?
Low.
Field of Dreams,
okay.
Moneyball,
I've got
The Sandlot.
Feelings about Field of Dreams just because like I don't believe Iowa is heaven, but whatever. This is probably even below Benchwarmers for me.
Oh God. Well, you're just a big Benchwarmer fan, I guess.
Yeah, Benchwarmers is what I watched when I was younger. I didn't watch Major League. Not sure which one is a better parenting move on my parents.
Probably a good note to end on. Thank you guys for listening. This movie is definitely better than Benchwarmers.
That's your opinion.
But Major League 2 and Major League 3 are not good. And we will not be talking about them or watching them. Thanks for listening to the episode. You can follow the rest of our happenings over here at Kody and Korbin Have a Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Cap Podcasts, KHAPODCAST. Please follow us on Spotify, give us a rating, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow along for more.